the name that gets thrown at me every now and then, because I'm a Bruins fan, right? And it's almost like it's a taunt, and it's a taunt that I don't quite understand. Gord Kluzak was the number 1 draft pick in 1982. That same draft had Brian Bellows, Phil Housley, Scott Stevens, Dave Andrechuk. Gilmore was drafted much later, and Ron Sutter. And then, some guy named Gary Nyland was drafted at number 3 by the Toronto Maple Leafs. I kid. At the time, Kluzak was rated number 3, and he was drafted first. Now, no, that doesn't matter. February 9th, 1982, he gets pulled out of a game against Medicine Hat. And it would lead to his first knee surgery, which didn't bother the Bruins or Harry Sinden, and Harry Sinden was fine with drafting him first overall. 1982, he also played for World Juniors for Team Canada. Up until 1982, they had always sent the Memorial Cup winners. Rochester, Minnesota hosted the tournament, which didn't have anywhere near the importance it has now. I tell you, 35 years ago, no, it would have just been a footnote on the sports. Nobody would have paid any attention to it. It's not like it was on TSN 24/7. Like now. But Kluzak and the boys, they win gold. They win it easily. And they didn't have the music. They didn't have O Canada because they didn't expect Canada to win. So the boys had to stand at center ice and sing it by themselves. A moment that if it was in today's day and age, and with digital being as digital is, it would just be this famous, wonderful, iconic moment. Now, what Kluzak is remembered as is a bust, and I don't understand why. I can understand it with Daig. I can understand it with Stefan. I can understand it with Cody Hodgson even. I can understand it with other guys Bruins have picked in the first round that just never made it or never went anywhere. I don't understand it with Kluzak. His rookie year, he plays 70 games, has 7 points. 83-84, he plays 80 games, 37 points. Knee problems. Massive knee problems. Prevented him from playing in 84-85. 85-86, he comes back, plays 70 games, 8 goals, 31 assists, 39 points on one leg. 86-87, after reconstructive surgery on his knee again, he doesn't play. 87-88, he comes back from reconstructive knee surgery, plays 66 games, 6 goals, 31 assists, 37 points, plays 23 games in the playoffs, played a relatively decent role for the Boston Bruins in getting to a Stanley Cup final. And then, more knee problems in the offseason. 3 games played in the following season. So he plays 3 games the following season, he has 1 point. The following season, he plays 8 games, has 2 points. 90-91, he plays 2 games. Finishes his career with 299 games played, 25 goals, 98 assists, 123 points. There's a card I pulled out of a box yesterday. The Bill Masterton Trophy. Gord Kluzak. And on the back it reads, when Philadelphia Flyers' Tim Kerr was voted the Masterton Trophy winner in 1989, after coming back from a half-dozen operations on his shoulder, it seemed impossible that a player could endure so much time under the knife. Gord has gone even further to continue his career, undergoing 11 operations on his left knee. The big defenseman played in 8 games in 89-90 before suffering yet another injury. I know what this award is for, perseverance, sportsmanship, and stupidity, he said jokingly. The top draft pick overall in the 1982 entry draft, Gord outpolled Washington's Rod Langway and Edmonton's Kevin Lowe for this award. He didn't get that award for being a bust. He got that award for being tough, for the fact that most players would stop here. For 3 more years, he tried to come back. He never gave up. Him and Cam Neely did the same thing. Neely tried coming back multiple times when it was obvious his career was over. I have nothing but the utmost respect for players who do that. That's one thing that I'll say for Alexander Daig. He did try to come back. Even after his career was over, he's like, you know what, I'm going to take another shot at this. He, after retiring, with 543 penalty minutes in 299 games, part of what's forgotten in all this, because everybody just goes bust, he's 6'4", 220 pounds. He was the biggest blue liner the Bruins had. That's why Harry Sinden drafted him first overall. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and he's got good hands. you would have a very hard time finding a GM that wouldn't grab him. He'd had one knee surgery. One surgery. That's it. So, yes, he'd been hurt, but 6'4", 220 pounds, that's pretty awesome. So what did he do after he retired? He went to Harvard in 1994. Got an economics degree. Went back. Got his MBA in 1998. Worked for Goldman Sachs. And then he was a play-by-play guy or a color guy for the Bruins for years, and now he works as a studio broadcaster for Nesson. 11 knee surgeries. And he kept trying to come back. Reconstructive knee surgery is no picnic for anybody. Kluzak wasn't a bust. He had some bad luck, and he had a bum knee. Kluzak, sure, if hindsight was 2020, the Bruins would not have drafted him first overall. They would have drafted Scott Stevens. And the whole history of the universe would have been different with Scott Stevens and Ray Bourque patrolling a blue line together. That would have scared everybody in the NHL. And the Bruins would have won the Stanley Cup in 88 and 90. And who knows, they might have won others. But you can do that with every team. Every team you can go back and revise their history so they're the greatest team in history. Kluzak, I've never said he was a bust. Because of this. I followed this. Always seemed like a very nice guy. Always in good spirits. Considering all the crap he went through. Considering all the surgeries he was going through. Considering the pain he played in while he was putting up all those totals. Either he didn't play or he played almost every game. So it's the pain's too bad for me to even consider playing hockey, or I'm going to play with pain. And he played through it. And the travel was worse then than it is now. It wasn't quite as cushy and comfortable as it is now. And yet he played 70 games the one season, 66 the other season, in between years when he didn't play. And that's why I will never view this guy as a bust. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And hey, there's my Gord Kluzak video. One that I wasn't asked for, and one that I did all on my own because I felt compelled to do it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.